Good evening, everyone. What's up? Just ate a satisfying meal and topped it off with an easy dessert. This is Mr. Hatta speaking. Previously, there was a rant on Nickelodeon itself. Today is a rant on Nick Jr. Nick Jr. is what takes up half the day on Nickelodeon itself on the weekdays. It airs from 8 to 2 p.m. usually. It's 6 hours of baby shows. Nick Jr. does not even need to exist. Let's take a look at that now. As of now, there is nothing good to even watch on Nick Jr. It's even worse than Nickelodeon itself by now. It's that bad. Everything is god-awful. Most people will find that agreeable too. They are just as bad as those boring sitcoms that air later in the day. Although Nickelodeon has changed a lot throughout these few years, Nick Jr. has done kind of the same, except its only changes is in scheduling and shows. No bumpers and all the other things. The three main shows on this baby show block are Wallykazam, Paw Patrol, and Blaze and the Monster Machines. All three baby shows suck. Paw Patrol, more like Poop Patrol, more like Poo-Poo Patrol. Blaze and the Monster Machines, more like Crap in the Monster Machines. Wallykazam, more like Wally Crap Sam. What kind of shows are these? They're nothing but poo. Boo, that's what one would say to them. The other shows include Bubble Gay Peas and those Door and Friends spin-off Into the City. All the other shows, possibly Team Umi Zumi, no longer exist on Nickelodeon Jr. on the weekdays, which is probably a good thing. Most of the shows will be discussed in a different video, along with Bubble Guppies and Team Umi Zumi. The three shows that air twice a day are those three ones, and Door and Friends in the City airs once a day. That's all that airs on Nick Jr. Like every other block out there, Nick Jr. had many shows in the past, but thank goodness they all ended. To be honest, most of the shows that air on this blocker channel sucked. Who on earth even likes these shows? Poop Patrol, Crap in the Monster Machines, Wally Crapzam. Why do these shows even air more than once a day? No, they shouldn't. They don't even deserve to air more than once a day. They don't sound remotely interesting at all. Gosh, such a small number of people watch this poo, just like PBS Kids. The only people that watch these abominations are little kids, and that's it. All three shows were so boring and uninteresting that it wasn't even worth watching them for 5 minutes. They were that uninteresting, even by its title. Like Nickelodeon, there's almost no variety at all in shows as of this year. There are 5 or 6 shows and that's it. How do they even get the privilege to air more than once every single day? They don't deserve to air twice a day. The show that comes the closest to being just okay is Door and Friends Into the City. That's the only show that even comes close. Forget all the other shows. They're just other pieces of baby poop. That's all they are. Question: why are all the rants on Dora the Explorer but not on all the other shows on this network? It's sad that there are a lot of rants on Nickelodeon but not on Nick Jr. If there's enough to talk about, there may be a second rant on this subject. Overall, because of Nick Jr.'s poor scheduling, it only deserves to air for a maximum of 3 hours. Maybe just 2 hours. So basically, only one show would air every day. The worst of Nick Jr.'s shows will be saved for another video. There's not a lot to say in this rant, so sorry if it was just rambling and redundancy. That's all there is to say for this rant on Nick Jr. See you on the next rant. Good night.